Internationally renowned for the fine features of Gothic architecture is the Chartres Cathedral, also known as the Cathedral of Notre Dame, located in northwestern France. The oldest parts of the cathedral are the crypts. However, the said mother of Gothic architecture is held to be started by Abbot Suger, as it was Suger who stated, "The dull mind rises to truth through that which is material, and in seeing light is resurrected from its former submersion." This state of contemplation was highly opposed by many others, like Bernard of Clairvaux, whom incidentally believed at the time that the materialistic adornments within the church served as distractions rather than enablers of spirituality, opposing the stands of Suger. The birth of Gothic architecture, according to Dr. Stephen Zucker and Dr. Beth Harris with the Khan Academy, rests with the Basilica of Saint Denis in Paris. This was not a completely new structure in its own right, but rather a remodeling of a 9th century church, as Abbot Suger was the advisor of the royal family. Suger did not feel that the current state of the basilica was appropriate or adequate enough for the burial of such royalty of France, as it was not as dignified as it should have been. The Gothic architecture style was evolved then, and was meant to embody the growing authority of the monarch. The old style of the Romanesque churches architecture appeared to place the focus on the things of the terrestrial rather than the spiritual, as bold and immense column blocked much space and natural light. The use of barrel vaults in these Romanesque churches only allowed for small-scaled windows, as Julian Chappius with the Metropolitan Museum of Art wrote. This brought forth a sense of division rather than unity in this specific style. There were separated rooms with relics, including that of Saint Denis, which were the items believers would go to and pray to, believing in such items to hold divine healings or blessings for those who regarded them as such. Suger decided to open up the division of such relics rooms. Instead of the individual rooms that had otherwise been blocked by stone walls, there would be massive stained glass windows. The beautiful stained glass illuminated the space as if jewels from the heavens were being bestowed upon the prayers of those who sought divine interventions. Such biblical focused stained glass was only possible through the interwebbed pointed vaults on the ceiling, as Chappius states. The interwebbing could also be seen as the connection between the acts on earth with the outcome in the beyond. However, the style pointed vaults are believed to be borrowed from the Islamic architecture, which were well established in Spain at this time, as separately written in the Introduction to Gothic Architecture by Valerie Spanswick. These pointed arches get the viewer's attention to focus above, or rather upon the celestial and what lies beyond, therefore being entirely appropriate for such a basilica, as the goal of Christian faith is to eventually obtain salvation in the afterlife in the heavens with God himself. Architecturally, these pointed vaults help disperse the weight of the structure. This alleviates the design from having to look to the thick, dense walls. Though the appearance of more open air, there is a sense of clarity and truth, much more slender and graceful columns in Gothic architecture which follow and allow the stained glass windows light to pour in from the heavens, almost as gems or celestial riches, as it is written in the Christian doctrine in the New Testament found in the book of Colossians 1:12, giving thanks to the Father who has qualified us to share in the inheritance of the saints of light. Such majestic windows, or better yet, lux novas, give way to physical light, which symbolically enable the spiritual light for the believer within the basilica. The immense rose-stained glass window is thought to echo the biblical symbolization in text, which is found in the Bible, Song of Songs, chapter 2, verse 1. I am a rose of Sharon, a lily of the valleys. The great use of violet symbolizes royalty, as we know it Christianity deems Jesus Christ the Son of God, the everlasting kingdom. Julian Chippus writes, throughout the 13th century, an obligatory feature in most cathedrals was a monumental rose window with God, Christ, or the Virgin at its center surrounded by the cosmos. The restructuring of the basilica alongside the adornments within and throughout range from sculptural features to the fundamental architectural, which capture the scenes of the divine, that allow for the direct relation or experience for the believer or viewer. The viewer is inspired to worship or pray with more focus on the spiritual and focus on the light of beyond. Saint Denis, as the Encyclopedia Britannica states, made history and is the very first to make the change from Romanesque to Gothic style, serving as the exemplary model for many other cathedrals in the 12th century. This style, the Gothic architecture, is more or less a step unto what lies beyond or what awaits man after life.